welcome to part 14 of the lust series. There might be one or two more videos to finalize the topic of lust. Today I will be breaking down a spiritual distinction that traps many believers in a cycle of frustration. It's confusing the fleshly habit with the demonic foothold. They're very different reasons that a person can struggle with lust. Hear this part as a distinction. We can discipline the flesh. We cannot starve a demon to death. The New Testament gives us two different instructions for two different problems. The first is for the flesh. Galatians 5 tells us to crucify the flesh, walk in the spirit, renew our minds. Romans 12 verse 2. Second is for demonic activity. Mark 16 verse 17 and James chapter 4 verse 7 tell us to resist the devil, enforce our authority, and cast them out. So why doesn't starving work on a spiritual stronghold? Because a demonic entity is not a biological appetite. For some of you, it's just biological. For many of you, it's a spirit of lust. The spiritual entity relies on a legal agreement, whether known or unknown, whether yours or your generational ancestor iniquities. When you attempt to starve a demonic stronghold using human willpower, the spirit doesn't die. It just goes dormant and lies quiet in your temple, your body, waiting for a season to trigger it, like stress or emotional burnout. You cannot discipline a squatter into leaving your house. You have to serve an eviction notice. Remember, there is no one-size-fits-all formula for deliverance. Everyone's story and dynamics are completely different. For some, the door was opened through generational iniquities in the bloodline. Others, it was planted through root lies, sexual abuse, maybe trauma, or just even simply unguarded eyes and ear gates. Real lasting breakthrough happens when we stop fighting a spiritual entity with willpower and address specific open doors using legal authority in Christ Jesus. Check the text description for that. I want to highlight though that part of this is going to be we will need to guard our eye gates, our ear gates, and relational atmosphere. We cannot walk in freedom while going back to watching movies with sex scenes, or listening to hyper-sexualized music, or stepping into compromised environments like strip clubs. For many people, this might mean cutting out friends who promote lifestyles that tempt you to sin. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33 warns us, bad company corrupts good character. Check out my website for deeper dives, crystalclear.com/